Hello everybody, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Recooking Food War Recipes with me. So, I really didn't want to do this, but it seemed like everybody wanted to see it, and my wife is loving this show, Food Wars, and I finally watched it after, people have been telling me to watch it. So, yes, I am a chef, and I really enjoy cooking and creating dishes, so this I thought would be kind of a fun little take to kind of go a little bit outside of my comfort zone of making dishes from an anime. So we're going to take some onions, give them a little small dice, and then we are going to do the same thing with the potatoes, which are cooking. Start the potatoes off in cool water so that when they come up to heat, they will cook evenly from the middle and the outside. Once the onions are cut up nice and small, go ahead and do the same thing with some mushrooms. You can use the portobellos, you can use whichever mushrooms you like, really. I think doing a mushroom blend might even be a good addition to this dish. Some shiitakes, some oysters, wood ear, chanterelles. Ooh, even some truffles would be good in there. Mushrooms are one of my favorite things to cut. They release this really nice aroma into the air once you give them a little chop. Really nice earthy smell. Into a saute pan, we're going to add some bacon fat, and then we're going to saute the onions and the mushrooms together until the onions become a little bit caramelized and release most of the sweetness, and the mushrooms get roasted to really highlight their earthiness. Season with a little bit of salt as well. We're going to pull out the KitchenAid for this part here. The potatoes have been cooking for about 15 minutes, and they're nice and fork tender. You don't want to overcook the potatoes because then they can actually become soggy, which will give you a texture that's really unpleasant and almost slimy. Drain the potatoes properly and then add it to the mixer. Add your mushroom and garlic onion mixture to the potatoes and go ahead and get a little mixity wixity boppity boop bop. Here we go. You have this nice fluffy mushroom texture. I didn't add any cream or anything. Maybe next time add some more bacon fat or butter. But I think the flavor was really nice and tasty. Make sure this part tastes good. I don't add too much salt just because I presume that the bacon's going to be pretty salty. Next we're going to take some saran wrap, and then we're going to mold the potatoes into these little logs. This part is a little extra step that I'm taking because I wanted to try something new to try to keep the shape of the potato once we slice it after we roast it. So I'm actually going to freeze that, put it in the freezer, and let it freeze. 1, 2, 3, summon it. And then we're going to coat it with some cornstarch. Once we dredge with the cornstarch, we actually have some oil heating up on the stove at 350 degrees, and then we're going to deep fry this bad boy until it's nice and crispy. So it's like a big fried mashed potato log. It's genius. Now we're going to take some more of this saran wrap here, and we're going to grab our bacon. This is the applewood smoked bacon. We're just going to lay them down. I think we did 4 by 3, and the strips down, and then so we take that deep fried potato log and we're gonna wrap it up with that bacon. We're gonna make it look nice and uniform because we wanted it to look like a pork roast. Roll it tightly, and then cut off the extra pieces. I don't want it to overlap too much because then we're gonna get this really oblong, lopsided shape. I'm going to take some of this butcher's twine and then wrap it like a roast. Just give a little tie here and there, do a little loop, put the thing in a shoop, and tie it up real nice. And then we're going to throw a little sprig of thyme in there. I think he did thyme, or maybe rosemary. I'm not sure, but here we go. A little roast. And now we're going to throw it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 25 to 35 minutes. And just listen to that. Next we're going to get the sauce going while that is in the oven. Into a little pan, add a little bit of garlic, some onions, give a little nice saute, and then we're going to add some red wine. Reduce that red wine to a glaze with the onions and all the aromatics inside. And then I'm going to add this little demi that I made. So it's just some veal stock that's been reduced and nice and gelatinized. And then we're going to whisk in some butter to be emulsified into a sauce to make this nice, beautiful, glistening, shiny sauce. A little bit of squeeze of some lemon juice to brighten it. Looks like this is going to be a heavy dish. And the bacon roast is done out of the oven. Remove the butcher's twine. Remove that thyme. No, I'll bring the thyme back. And then we're going to pour that delicious sauce right on top. And there you got it, my gotcha pork roast. And just tasting that sauce, I already know this is gonna be freaking amazing. We're gonna give it a little nice little loin cut here, and I can smell all that smoky bacon as well as this nice red wine from the sauce. And this was pretty freaking good. It literally made me just want to keep eating it. And in a way, I couldn't believe it was just a big potato wrapped in bacon. But then again, I think this would make a great breakfast dish, lunch dish, or even dinner. But it's pretty freaking tasty. Try it out. Let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned in for the next episode.